Things are gonna get crazy.
Most everyone's mad here.
The wait is finally over. The anticipation is real. But now it is time that we shall go and commence this all. Welcome everyone to another very exciting episode of AniMat's Crazy Cartoon Cast. How are you all doing today? And I hope you all had a very wonderful weekend. Because let me tell ya, holy crap, last week just exploded with news. Not just the amount of news themselves, but even the amount of news. Just everything about it. Holy crap. Like, there's just so much material to work with. However, I knew that I only had to go and pick 5 in order to go and make this possibly the most anticipated episode of AniMat's Crazy Cartoon Cast this year. And I'm sure you are well aware of some of the stuff that we shall be talking about in this episode. So I know you guys are excited for it, and I know I am excited for it. But before we go and start this one off, I would just like to I want to go and clarify something and just have a little bit of an explanation about what happened last time and to give you a little bit of an update on that. Now, keep in mind that this is only regarding Twitch. So if you're listening to this in a podcast service or if you're watching this on YouTube, this doesn't concern you, so you can move ahead. This is only regarding Twitch and what's happening with the live stream right now. So you probably remember in the last episode where apparently, while you were watching this on Twitch, there had been an abundance of ads that just keep popping in and keep interrupting the episode altogether. And you probably have seen during the chat wall, a lot of people did get upset and did get flustered whenever an ad would just suddenly pop up and interrupt things. Now, I just would like to go and clarify that I have done everything I can in order to fix things up. However, I just want to go and also clarify that what I tried to do was really a balance, because the truth is I can't really just get rid of all the ads during my live streams on Twitch, because you got to keep in mind I am still running a business, and it's not like I can't put any ads because, well, I can't really make any money, which means I can't really go and continue this show. So yeah, I need to keep like the advertisements rolling to keep the revenue rolling in order to keep the show rolling, if you know what I mean. But yeah, even though I still have to do that, I still need to go and find the right balance to also go and minimize the amount of ads so that they don't continuously pop in. So here is what's going to be happening from now on. When you are watching this on Twitch, there will be about 4 instances where it will stop and there will be an ad that will play. And keep in mind that each episode of this podcast is about 2 hours long, so 4 to 5 ads during those 2 hours, it's really not that bad. But some of you might be wondering, would there be a way that you would watch it with no ads altogether? Like, I know some of you might not be into ads and you wish that you could just avoid them altogether. Well, technically there is a way. I'm not 100% sure if this function does fully work, but I know this is a way that you can go and actually skip the ads altogether to watch this uninterrupted. And that would be to watch this by subscribing to my Twitch channel. I did set it up that if you do subscribe to my Twitch, not only will you be able to watch this completely uninterrupted, but at the same time, you'll also get a lot of perks and a lot of rewards as well, including a lot more AniMat emotes that you can go and use throughout this entire podcast. So just want to let you know about the whole situation that I did try to resolve it, and I have done the best I can in order to like balance both with my business and with minimizing the amount of ads that you'll get. So if you are subscribed to me, then you could skip all the ads together. If not, then all I ask is if you could please be mature and try to tough out these ads so that you don't go and like just immediately be triggered and get angry in the chat wall. So that's all I am asking, and that's just a little update to tell you about the whole situation. All right, so with that said and done, I think I stalled this long enough, though. I would like to go and ask the chat wall folks, are you all ready for this episode? Because I know I certainly am. So, is everyone set and prepared? Let's see. Oh yeah, I see it. The hype is certainly real with this one, and I think it is now time that we shall go and get things started. And with our first story that we have over here, we might as well go and talk about the biggest news that happened last week. The biggest entertainment news that completely exploded the entire internet. And all this is just because of a casting announcement. Very rarely does a cast announcement can ever do that unless it's related with something that is very personal to millions of people all around the world. And well, you know what? With this situation right over here, they exactly met this criteria. And it was during a moment that people really did not expect. It just came out of nowhere. And now, even to this day, some people just cannot stop talking about it. So with that said, folks, let's not waste any time any further, and let's begin by talking about the Super Mario Brothers movie casting. Yes, what happened was that right in the middle of the Nintendo Direct that happened on Thursday, the creator of Mario, Shigeru Miyamoto, jumped in and actually gave us an update regarding the upcoming Illumination Entertainment movie, which is the film adaptation of Super Mario Brothers. And you could possibly imagine that it definitely is one of the most anticipated animated features that's coming soon. And for a while, we have mostly been in the dark about it. We haven't really heard much about what would be going on in there. But we did receive a legitimate update this time around, and this is actually some pretty massive news. Not only did Shigeru Miyamoto actually announce the release date of the movie, which is actually going to be on December 21st, 2022, but he also revealed the cast, the people who shall be playing the legendary characters of the Super Mario world. And even though we know which one is going to be the big one and the one that people really talked about the most, I'm going to go and save that one for last, just for the sake of tension for this podcast. So, with that said and done, let me just go and quickly read you the new cast of the Super Mario Brothers movie. And they are Anya Taylor-Joy playing as Princess Peach, Charlie Day as Luigi, Jack Black as Bowser, Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong, Kevin Michael Richardson as Kamek, and Sebastian Maniscalco as Spike, Mario's boss. And of course, the grand finale of it all, the big reveal, the biggest one of them all, is Mario himself, who shall be played by none other than Chris Pratt. Yes, folks, Star-Lord himself is actually going to be playing as Mario. And we even did receive, for those of you who want to get a little bit more context about some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, this our article here from The Hollywood Reporter even did put out a little bit of a description about who's going to be in charge behind the scenes, at least creatively. It's actually going to be Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelinek, who are known as the creators of Teen Titans Go, who shall be the directors of this movie, and the screenwriter of The Lego Movie 2, the second part, and Minions: The Rise of Gru, Matt Fogel, is going to be the writer of this movie. Oh, and by the way, Meta Ralph 23, thank you so much for the subscription. And we actually do have a couple of quotes that I would like to read you here. One is from Chris Meledandri, the founder and head of Illumination Entertainment, and the other from Shigeru Miyamoto. So Chris Meledandri states over here, Mario and Luigi are two of the most beloved heroes in all of pop culture, and we are honored to have the unique opportunity to work so closely with Shigeru Miyamoto and the wildly imaginative team at Nintendo to bring these characters to life in an animated movie, unlike any film Illumination has made to date. We also got a quote from Shigeru Miyamoto where he states, "We are collaborating with Chris Meledandri and his experienced team to not just create a character licensed film, but a new piece of entertainment which brings Super Mario Bros. To life on the screen and allows everyone to enjoy whether or not they know about the game. The production so far is constructive and going very well, and both parties are learning a lot from each other. We humbly ask that fans wait just a little longer for the premiere, and we hope they look forward to seeing the unique characters from Super Mario Bros. On the big screen." Now, unfortunately, that's all that we currently know about. It's just the cast and the release date that's going to be coming out in the holidays of next year, and of course, all the different celebrities that are going to be voicing the characters in the Mario movie. So, holy crap, there's really a lot to go and unpack here. And one thing I just want to start off is just, I remember when I watched the Nintendo Direct during that time, because I was also really hyped up, to see what was going to be going on with the upcoming Nintendo games and stuff like that, which, by the way, I will be talking about that later in this episode. But I recall, it was such a major thing when Shigeru Miyamoto popped in and then suddenly he came in with the update of the Super Mario movie. I think that was something that nobody was truly expecting. And I think the safest thing to say is that everyone was pretty much shocked about the news. There might have been different types of reactions, but generally everybody was just shocked of the casting that they have selected for the Mario movie. And yet this Nintendo Direct had the balls to let out this bombshell and then immediately afterwards just go and talk about Splatoon 3. No. This is a major deal. This is something that so many people are hyped up. You can't just go and let out this massive news and then just go back to talking about, oh, here is Splatoon 3. Here we got this little plot line of the return of the mammalians. It's no, you cannot do that, dude. And you have probably seen on the internet so many different reactions, ranging from massive disappointment to full-on anger, some of which might include... Man, I suck at the timing about this, aren't I? But anyways, going back to what I was talking about. So you've seen anger, you've seen shock, but you've also seen probably a lot of laughter. So many different YouTubers and internet personalities, just laughing their butts off when they saw the reveal of people like Chris Pratt as Mario, or Jack Black as Bowser, or Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. People like Arlo, Andre the Black Nerd, Ross O'Donovan, Donkey, all of which released videos where you just see them laughing their butts off, they see this as the funniest thing they have seen all year round with this insane casting. And that's another word that a lot of people have used with this announcement, is just how insane the casting is. The fact that they really went out of their way to pick this random batch of celebrities to go and voice these iconic characters. Now, before I go and continue to really get into these characters, I just want to go and make one big clarification. And let's be honest, folks, the fact that celebrities would come in and they would voice some of these characters, that is to be expected because it is kind of the industry norm. Even I knew very well, even long before the casting was actually revealed, that certain characters such as Princess Peach and Bowser, of course they're going to get a celebrity to come in and voice them respectively. So from there, I was expecting some, but not to this certain extent. And I mean, when it comes to studios, bringing in celebrities to do voices, again, that is the major norm. I know that it is a very common thing for Illumination to do. I mean, take a look at their upcoming movie, Sing 2. That is literally just nothing but a major list of a whole bunch of A-list celebrities voicing different little cartoon animals for this one major motion picture. Yeah, that's a common thing Illumination has done, but so does every other major studio. They would do the same thing by bringing in either a celebrity, a pop star, or an SNL actor, or something like that, you know, they would bring in those types of popular people to go and voice them. It's not just Illumination. DreamWorks does this. Sony Animation does this. Paramount does this. Blue Sky was very guilty of this as well, almost as much as Illumination. Even to a certain extent, Disney and Pixar would also do the same thing. So it's not just an Illumination thing, it really is it really is an industry thing. That's just what they do. So in a way, something like this should be kind of expected. And this might be a little bit of a hot take, by the way. This might be just a little bit controversial, which, by the way, I just want to say thank you, Jay Monty, for the little subscription right there. But anyways, one thing I will say that might be a little bit of a hot take, honestly, most of the cast, I'm actually really cool with it. And I could see how they could actually do a pretty solid job, actually. I know it sounds pretty crazy, but yeah, like a lot of them, I'm down with it. Like, Charlie Day as Luigi, that I can actually imagine. And that seems to be one that a lot of people seem to be pretty okay with, especially with how on YouTube and on social media, I see that there's a bunch of people who want to make like little animation memes of just Luigi playing different Charlie Day roles. Or Jack Black as Bowser. That's another one that I think it's actually really cool to see. I mean, yeah, it seems like a weird choice, but then again, I kind of see Jack Black as Bowser is kind of like the same thing as Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Yeah, they don't seem to fit the part at first, but you know they're gonna have like a really good time doing the performance, and it'll be a lot of fun like every time they're gonna go and show up. And I will admit, though, like Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, that seems to be a really weird one. That would be more of like a wait and see with how that goes. I don't know. That just sounds pretty confusing. And honestly, like some might disagree with me on this, but I'm even pretty okay with Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. Like, honestly, if you would get a celebrity to go and voice Donkey Kong, like, why not Seth Rogen? Like, you guys probably know, like, you know that signature laugh Seth Rogen has? You know that laugh that, like, people often make fun of Seth Rogen of doing, you know, the one that he's always like, like, anytime someone does a Seth Rogen impression, they always got to throw in, like, is that not a sound that you can imagine Donkey Kong doing? And in a way, Seth Rogen's voice is not that far off from the performance that he was given in Donkey Kong 64. So in a way, I can actually see that work a little bit. But if there is one that I would disagree with the most, the one that really did throw me off a little bit, it would have to be Chris Pratt playing the role of Mario. Now, I just want to state beforehand, I always gave Illumination the benefit of the doubt. I was always thinking that there is no way Illumination would go that far and hire a random celebrity and replace Charles Martinet. I didn't really think that they would go and actually do that. However, it looks like they did prove me wrong on it. And even though, like, I almost forgot to mention, by the way, that technically, yes, Charles Martinet is actually going to be in the Super Mario movie. They did also reveal that he is going to have some cameos here and there, but he's not actually going to be Mario. That's actually going to be to Chris Pratt. And honestly, just the idea of it, it's just bonkers. It's just completely ludicrous, because that sounds like the kind of thing that people would make fun of the industry to actually go and do. This is the kind of thing that people would think as a joke in order to satirize the idea of the industry using way too many celebrities to voice in animated films. Like like I've actually seen it on social media where people actually made that joke in the past, where they would say, "What, is Illumination going to bring in Chris Pratt to voice Mario?" And look what actually happened. Now Chris Pratt is going to be Mario. And my biggest problem with it is not really Chris Pratt himself. Like, he is a solid actor and he could be a very enjoyable actor. So it's not really himself that I have the biggest problem with. It's just the fact that I don't see him play the role as Mario. Because the thing with Chris Pratt is that he's the kind of actor that usually he would he would play the same kind of role again and again and again. Where if you do look at many of his major performances, they do have a lot of similarities in terms of the personality that Chris Pratt would bring in. You know, the type of smart aleck, kind of a dick, but does have a good heart type of character. It's the same thing that you would see in stuff like Guardians of the Galaxy with Star-Lord, with the Jurassic World movies. I would even say even a little bit with the Lego movie as well with Emmett, that he has a bit of that Chris Pratt personality interjected into him. And even like Community as well, like even before he got like super famous, like his performance in Community is kind of like that as well. And that's where we see, and that's generally the type of role that you would see Chris Pratt playing. Now, with that said, even though like those performances, they can be enjoyable, they're not really the kind that I could see actually playing as Mario. Like, if you're in a position where you would think about, well, who would play as Mario? If a celebrity has to come in and play the role of Mario, who would it be? Not many people would say Chris Pratt. When that announcement occurred, everybody was pretty much like, they were pretty much like that. They were like, excuse me, what? And that's how I felt as well. It's just, there's just really something about it that didn't really make sense. And there, like, I'm not gonna lie, there is something about it that I feel like there's a bit of a betrayal that really by giving Mario to just this A-list celebrity instead of Charles Martinet. Because if you guys don't know, Charles Martinet has been the voice of Mario for like several, like not just years, but decades. Like ever since Mario 64, or even beforehand with Mario, I think like his first one is like Mario Fun and Games or something like that. Like ever since that time, Charles Martinet has always been the voice of Mario. And I thought that would be something that would be too sacrilegious to touch. I thought it would be something that no one could go in and replace, that Nintendo would really like put their foot down and make sure that nothing changes on that front in order to stay faithful to Super Mario. But no, I don't know what it is. I don't know if Illumination like convinced them otherwise, but now it is Chris Pratt. And yeah, it kind of sucks. And that's the one role that I feel like I'm just not really that okay with, that like I would personally go and make a major change. Again, I'm fine with just about everyone else, but Chris Pratt as Mario is one thing that I feel like I'm just not 100% sure. However, one thing that I just want to go and clarify right now is that even though I'm not really okay with Chris Pratt as Mario, much like a lot of people out there, the thing is that for now, what we do hate is just the idea of it. Like, we don't really have any proof if it's actually a good idea or if it is a bad idea. All we know is just the concept and the idea of having these legendary characters be voiced by random celebrities and have Chris Pratt be the voice of Mario. We don't know if this is actually a good idea, if this is a bad idea, or if it could work out or not. And the big thing to go and emphasize is that technically, Illumination did actually promise that they're going to do something completely different, because that's the one big fear that people have with the Super Mario movie, is that Illumination would treat this film no differently than they would with their other features like Despicable Me, Sing, and The Secret Life of Pets. But like they said in this article right over here, Chris Meledandri did promise that this is going to be unlike any film Illumination has made to date. So he did make that promise. And not only that, but also there is Chris Pratt himself. He even went on social media and did a little video talking about his little experience with voicing Mario, or at least the most that he can. And he actually did promise that he is going to do a voice. He's not going to come in and just be the regular Mario voice. Oh, by the way, thank you so much, MoonX707. Thank you so much for the subscription. But yes, like I was saying, when it comes to Chris Pratt, like he did promise that he is going to do a voice. He's not going to do the same kind of performance like he did before by saying, "Oh, hi, it's me, Chris Pratt." He's not going to do that kind of crap. He will try to do a legitimate voice that might actually sound like Mario. So overall, we will have to go and wait and see, and that's why for now, considering that we only hate the idea, just the concept of it, we have no idea how the execution is going to be. And that's exactly why I feel like right now, what Illumination Entertainment and what Nintendo is doing, it's a major gamble. This is something that could either go very, very well, or it can go disastrously. And we have pretty much seen it with how the reactions went about this major announcement and how that completely exploded the internet. Because we see how there are millions of people out there who have a strong personal attachment to Mario, and that they truly do want to see Mario do justice on the big screen, or at least provide them with something that is better than that old 1990s movie with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo. Try to do something better than that. And from that front, we don't know if it's actually going to work out or not, and that's why it's such a serious gamble, because, like, in a way, yeah, the studio is really playing with people's emotions, and we just need to wait and see with how things go. Because yes, if it is exactly like how people feared, then this is definitely going to be the most hated movie in recent years. You know, it's going to be up there with like the Emoji Movie, or like, what else is there? Like the Emoji Movie and 2019 Cats. But if it turns out to be better than what people expect, if Chris Pratt can actually prove that he can do a good job voicing Mario, and if this movie actually turns out to be good and goes beyond what people would expect from Illumination Entertainment, then at that point, it could actually work out so beautifully. It could turn out to be a major success, maybe even the most successful Illumination film, and that really is saying a lot, considering that the Despicable Me movies have really set a high bar. And even right now, like, we have seen an example of the kind of like expectations that people would have, like a very strong connection to a video game franchise, then it was turned into a movie, and then we would see the kind of success it got. Like, the thing is right now, the best case scenario is that the Super Mario movie could maybe turn out to be like the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, if done right, where fans can really get behind this, that they would highly enjoy it, and they would praise the living crap out of it. And I mean, yeah, some people are not okay with the Chris Pratt casting, but I see there are plenty of people who are definitely on board to see Jack Black as Bowser or as Charlie Day as Luigi. But ultimately, we would just have to go and wait and see with how this casting may go. Now, regardless of regarding if we are actually going to see maybe a little taste of it, I don't know, actually, because the thing right now, like, in order to calm people's nerves, in order to make sure that they could prove that everything would be okay, is if they would go and release a teaser trailer. And considering that this movie is going to be coming out at the end of 2022, there is a chance that we're not going to see one for quite a long time. Now, I would say that maybe at the earliest, if we are lucky, Illumination may make a trailer right around the same time as the release of Sing 2, and they could go give us a little bit of a small taste of what the movie may look like, how the animation is going to be, what the characters are going to look like, and most especially how the characters are going to sound like, especially with the voice of Chris Pratt as Mario. Like, if they have enough confidence that they could show just a little taste to prove that things are going to be okay with this movie, then that could definitely help things out in order to calm things down with the entire situation, with the entire controversy with the casting. So ultimately, I understand people's sentiments, people's anger, and people's shock about all this. I understand that. But even though I disagree with the casting of Chris Pratt as Mario, the only thing that we hate about this is the idea of the casting that we have over here. Now, in regards to if it's going to work out in practice, that's going to be something that we will have to wait and see. And unfortunately, yeah, we got to wait until a good while until we see like what the final product is going to be. Keep in mind, the movie is going to be coming out on December 21st, 2022. So that'll give us a lot of time in order to register in our heads that this will be happening. and to hopefully give us patience to see if this could actually work out or not. Okay, so with that said and done, I would like to go into the chat wall, and I would like to ask you all, how do you feel about the casting of the Super Mario movie by Illumination? Are you guys on board with it? What are some of your favorite choices? And what are some of your least favorite choices? And again, how do you feel about all this? Let me know what you think on that. Okay, let's see what we got here. You know what they say, that's Hollywood. Chris Pratt as Mario sounds like something that many YouTubers can make a joke about. In fact, coincidentally, during Peanut Butter Gamer's video called Super Mario Bros. Super Show number 3 PBG, uploaded back in 2017, the one moment in the video he was holding a movie script saying, "Where's Chris Pratt?" This is basically both the Sonic and Scoob movies all over again, but I do wish the voice actors the best of luck regardless. Okay, all right, interesting right there. I am honestly so conflicted on this casting. On one hand, voice casts like Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach and Jack Black as Bowser. On the other hand, I think this is disrespectful that they didn't bring back Charles Martinet as Mario, but I have nothing against Chris Pratt. Although since Chris Pratt is voicing Mario, can we please get a Jurassic World parody where Mario tries to tame a bunch of Yoshis? You know, that is also another interesting question. I mean, considering that we are going to get Donkey Kong, are we also going to get Yoshi in this? That is one thing I am very curious. But yeah, one thing I do agree on is that, yeah, it does seem like a dick move where they do bring Charles Martinet onto the movie, but not bring him as Mario. That's like, you know, that is a massive cock tease right there. What else do we have here? As a big Mario fan, I am disappointed with the cast. On one hand, I could see Jack Black and Seth Rogen work well as Bowser and Donkey Kong, but the others like Chris Pratt as Mario feels miscast to me. My biggest problem for me with Illumination and Nintendo is that they didn't cast an actual Italian descendant actor to play Mario, like how they cast Charlie Day as Luigi, since the latter is in Italian descent. Casting a white actor is the biggest problem for me, and I'm not confident with this. Well, I mean, well, hold on. I just want to clarify. Italians are white, though, so if you want to have someone of Italian descent, then yeah, you gotta kind of have a white actor to play as Mario. So at least, in a way, bringing Chris Pratt on board, he is white, so I mean... But yeah, I know this it's a very conflicting thing, and I know that for many people, including myself, like I grew up with Mario over the years, so like seeing someone like Chris Pratt to play him, it's like it's just something that feels a little bit off. Let's see here. Don't get me wrong, I like Chris Pratt. He's a good actor and he's done a lot of great movies, but as Mario, I don't see it. But on the other hand, this is pretty solid. I can easily buy Anya Taylor-Joy and Charlie Day as Peach and Luigi, plus Seth Rogen works a little too well as Donkey Kong. But Jack Black as Bowser, man, that is god-tier casting right there. But if Bowser doesn't recite a famous cuss-filled rant from Tenacious D, Inward Swinging, I won't be seeing it. Oh my god, yeah, like keep it all family, keep it all PG, and then suddenly Bowser, like just swearing an F-bomb right there. Oh my god, yeah. Like, I think, like, even with all the swearings, I think everybody would just go, like, no matter what, people will be applauding, like, if Bowser does have, like, a musical number. In fact, like, I think that's one major thing that people are demanding. Like, maybe people can actually forgive the Chris Pratt casting if they could have Jack Black coming in as Bowser and just do a full-on rock musical number. Have just his little Tenacious D moment. Why the fridge not? Oh, let's see now. When I first saw this news, I thought it was pretty strange on why Illumination got Chris Pratt as Mario characters instead of Charles Martinet. If the Ratchet & Clank movie was able to bring the original voices, why couldn't this movie? I'm not saying he's going to be terrible. He probably can be great. It's just this was possibly the most random choice of cast you could pick for a Mario movie. Well, one thing I could actually clarify on that is that the big difference between the Mario movie and the Ratchet & Clank movie is that with Ratchet & Clank, it's not from a major studio. It's not a studio like Sony Animation or DreamWorks working on that. With this one, it's Illumination. It's from one of those major studios. And they have different standards than they would with smaller studios like, I believe it was Rainmaker who did the Ratchet & Clank movie. So just to make a big clarification on that. So like when you have like major executives working on it, yeah, they will want to have big celebrities. Ratchet & Clank did not have that. Although I definitely do hope the Mario movie does turn out to be better than the Ratchet & Clank movie. Personally, I'm just not a fan of that film. I have yet to play the games though. I've heard a lot of great things, of course, but the movie, however, yeah, I'm just gonna ignore that and take the fans' word for it that the games are awesome. Let's see what else we have here. This casting is out of left field and funny. Imagine Mario dancing to the intro of the Super Mario Bros. Super Show while walking around New York City on the Mushroom Kingdom. Plus, I would die of laughter to hear Seth Rogen say Banana Slamma and Bowser singing Long Ass at the time ago in a town called Kickapoo. But we have to wait and see. Also, I wonder if they are going to reference any of the scenes from Hotel Mario. Yeah, no. I mean, if Nintendo themselves don't have the courage to reference anything from the CDI games, then I highly doubt that the movie is even going to mention anything from freaking Hotel Mario. It's not like Chris Pratt is suddenly going to come in front of the audience and just say, you know what they say? All toasters toast toast. Yeah, like, hell no. Like, hell no, guys. I think the answer is just... Exactly. All right, let's see what else we got. Well, these are pretty odd choices, but I'll wait for the trailer to see how they sound like. But with these choices, what's next? Are they going to cast Danny DeVito and Nick Cage as Wario and Waluigi? My vote is on Kimiko Glenn as Princess Daisy, plus with Charlie Day as Luigi, we could say he's looking for the real Mario, like he's looking for Pepe Silvia. You know, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Some of the casting here is not that bad. I can actually see Danny DeVito as Wario. I mean, he would definitely do a much better job than Elon Musk. I can tell you that. And also, Kimiko Glenn as Princess Daisy. That would also be very solid. I could actually hear her as Princess Daisy, especially with the kind of attitude she would often portray. Like, especially just recently, I did watch My Little Pony movie, so that would actually be a pretty solid examples right there. All right, I think I'm gonna go and read one more comment before we're gonna jump on to the next story. So let's see. I've read a lot of comments so far. So okay, there we go. I'm fine with 90% of the Mario movie casting, but it would have been more acceptable if Martinet and Pratt had their roles inverted. But sadly, we're stuck with what has been already announced. The least we can do is wait for a few promotional posters and a possible trailer before summer vacation of 2022. And yeah, that's pretty much my big prediction, is that the first trailer we will get, regardless if it's a teaser or a full-on trailer, it's either we're going to be getting it at the earliest in front of Sing 2, or maybe around the same time as Despicable Me or Minions Rise of Gru. So it's either that. But either way, ultimately, we will have to wait and see with how things go with the movie when that's going to be coming out on December 21st, 2022. All right, so with that said, it is now time that we shall go on to the next story. And with this one right over here, considering we talked about a whole bunch of different celebrities that are going to be coming in to play as iconic characters, well, we got another one that is kind of doing the same thing. Although they have already announced a lot, and I mean a whole lot of different celebrity cameos that are going to be featured, regardless if it's going to be like some notable actors like Will Arnett or Taraji P. Henson, or maybe even some random ones like Pat Sajak and Geoff Keighley. But most importantly, it's not really going to be about the people, it's going to be about the Muppets. And finally, we are going to have our first taste with how it is going to be in motion. So with that said, let's go ahead and check out the trailer for the Muppets Haunted Mansion.
Welcome to the home of fear and fright. where not all guests survive the night. The lucky souls will live to tell, and those who don't will rot in.
What's the matter with you? You can't say that. This is a family show.
What are you doing?
Yeah, that's
Welcome,
cute, man.
foolish Muppets, to tonight's very special Halloween challenge.
We just have to survive the night in this haunted mansion.
Everything here will seem familiar, but your eyes may deceive you.
Whoa.
I'm mysterious, Madame Pagoda!
Wait, stop!
Turn it down, I can't hear myself think!
Take 5, everybody.
Where are you going? No!
Happy Halloween!
This place is really haunted.
Fiends, omens, and bogeymen. Lend me your fear.
It's showtime.
Usually I'm worried about dying up here, but looks like you beat me to it! Don't you have anything better to do than boo me?
Tough room. Ooh, indoor lightning.
I'm not a shrimp.
Close enough.
Shaka waka!
If by sunrise you fail this endeavor, then you must remain here forever.
I'm out of here. How did you...
I could just eat you alive.
That's sweet, right?
Muppets Haunted Mansion, streaming exclusively on Disney+.
And that is Muppets Haunted Mansion, to which it is going to be coming out on October 8th. So, actually, pretty soon. Would it be next week? Oh, yeah. Just about next week, actually. So, yeah. Oh, my God. Well, this turned out to be, definitely filled with surprises. And even here, we got a lot more cameos than we thought. Not just the celebrities, but one thing that a lot of people really noted is the comeback of many, and I really do mean many, different Muppets. In fact, one major one, like I've seen a lot of my Muppet friends, or my friends who are also Muppet fans, one very notable appearance is actually from Johnny and Sal. It's been such a long time since we've seen these guys, and now they are going to be coming back. And there's a lot of them that like we haven't seen in a while. Hold on a sec. There's even this one shot. Nope, not you. Hold on a sec. Where is it? Fudge Nebula. Like I just had it. It's just like the one shot with all the different Muppets. There we go. Nope. Oh no, wait, no. There we go. Right over here, where we see like so many of like the different monsters that would appear in the Muppet Show. Like we got Wayne and Wanda. Like, it's been a while. Like, we even see... Yeah, and here's one that I always found funny is, like, it's, like, Robin also makes an appearance at the dining table. But the funny thing about Robin is that, like, a lot of people seem to be pretty heartbroken because they said, but Charles Dickens promised that Tiny Tim did not die. And then here he is at the freaking mansion. Oh, boy. But, yeah, I mean, like... It really shows that right over here, they really went all out, like, to really, like, honor both franchises here. Like, it really is both a celebration of the Muppets and the Haunted Mansion, and they're pretty much combining the two all together. And really, it seems like it really is going to do a great job, at least from what they're showing in the trailer. Like, it seems like it's going to be a lot of fun, and in a way, going into this, it's kind of like going in the ride, but you're going to get a lot of Muppet silliness. Like, you got the Haunted Mansion aspect, where it does have some of the creepiness and some of the horror factor into it, but then there is also that playful fun side as well, except you replace that playful fun side with just pure Muppet madness. Like, really crank up the silliness and just make it all about the Muppets. And even here, like, I will say, some of the creepiness did not go away, however. Like, one thing that has always made me uncomfortable, and now I feel like it's like, now it seems like a situation where it's a lot worse. It's freaking Fozzie. Fozzie here, now, if you don't know, Fozzie is now cast as the Hatbox Ghost. But my problem with Fozzie Bear here is just the fact that he has teeth. Now, I know that in the past, like, we have seen Muppets with teeth before and, like, how they are creepy and uncanny and stuff like that. But I feel like there is a massive difference because when you would see, like, characters such as Elmo or Kermit with teeth, they usually just have, like, small teeth, like, you know, like, just really tiny ones. Fozzie's is freaking, these are huge. These are a massive set of chompers. And I don't know if it's better or worse, the fact that it's only on his top row. There's not on the bottom row. And it's like, there's just something about it. It's just like, no, this is, I don't know. I'm not okay with this. It's just, I'm not okay with this Fozzie right over here. Like, Fozzie can be the Hatbox Ghost all he wants. It's just this teeth, man. Why does Fozzie need teeth? That's my biggest question. Why does Fozzie need teeth? But I will say this, though, is that there is something that I have noticed throughout this entire trailer. I find it very interesting that they have yet to do anything about it or yet to even address it. Or the fact that I haven't seen anyone actually talk about this, which is kind of weird, but there are a couple of characters from both sides that we have yet to officially see. Where is Statler and Waldorf? And where are the hitchhiking ghosts? Because I think to say that the most popular characters of the mansion are the hitchhikers. And yet also at the same time, we have yet to see where Statler and Waldorf is. Now, I know by this point, some people could theorize that technically, well, Statler and Waldorf are going to be the hitchhikers. Well, yeah, that's true. But then again, there are 3 hitchhikers. Who's going to be the third one? I mean, it's not going to be a situation like the 3Ds, you know, they're not just going to bring in someone like Max and like they're going to bring him in like as a replacement or something like that. And by the way, you deserve a massive high five if you actually do get that reference, by the way. But yeah, like that's one thing that I am kind of shocked that we have yet to actually see throughout this entire trailer, because you think with such iconic characters like the hitchhikers that they would reserve it for some pretty prominent Muppets. I don't know who they would be specifically, but I don't know. That's one thing that I am kind of surprised that they have yet to show. But then again, I mean, it is just a trailer. They can't reveal all their surprises as of yet, and there's probably a lot more that would come. But one thing I will say, though, one thing that, like, even though, like, a lot of it is a lot of fun, even though a lot of it is, like, really enjoyable, and even someone like me, who's usually a chicken when it comes to, like, any form of haunted houses, not just the Haunted Mansion, but, like, all haunted houses, like, even I'm having a lot of fun to see the Muppetized version of the attraction. Like, all this is fun, but then they have to remind at the end, it's like, yeah, it's the Muppets, definitely, but you're still in the Haunted Mansion, though.
I could just eat you alive.
That's sweet, right?
Oh, hell no. Like, even in my mind, I saw that and I was like, no. Yeah, like, she still has to be there. And one thing I will say, however, that is actually a pretty big surprise to me. I am surprised that they actually got a celebrity, or they got a person to play as the bride in this special. Like, I was honestly expecting that maybe they would actually get a Muppet, considering that she is actually a pretty prominent character in the attraction in the first place. There was at one point I was thinking maybe Animal, because I mean, we are still talking about a crazy axe murderer, so I mean, Animal playing that kind of character does not seem far off. Or I was also thinking that, considering that Gonzo is supposed to be the guest of the mansion, I was thinking maybe they would bring in Camilla. Like, I mean, that would not be hard to imagine, like, Camilla as the bride seducing and, you know, bringing Gonzo forward, you know, bringing Gonzo closer to her so that he could be her next victim and stuff like that. I was expecting that, but no, they got to get Taraji P. Henson, which honestly, it's a weird casting choice at first, but then you think about her role in Empire and stuff like that, and the kind of performances and the kind of actress that she is. And there's something about it that's like, nah, this kind of works. I can actually see that working. And honestly, it's kind of funny where, like, now she kind of plays a bit of a similar role that she did in Empire, except now, considering that she's in a more family-friendly thing, and that this is, you know, not only more family-friendly and it's surrounded by Muppets, she decided to learn HM1, and she pretty much has a bloodlust and wants to kill anyone and everyone. It's like, yep, Taraji P. Henson learns HMO1. Now we should all be freaking scared and running for our lives. Nah, but in all seriousness, though, this actually looks like a lot of fun. I think especially for both Muppet fans and Mansion fans, this is going to be an absolute blast. And this is the Muppets Halloween special that people have been waiting for and have been excited to see. So I think, honestly, this could turn out to be one of, if not the best Muppet special that we got in recent years, or at least the ones that are not made by Jim Henson. So yeah, if you guys are excited to see Muppets Haunted Mansion, then keep in mind that the special is going to be coming out on October 8th on Disney+. All right, so with that said and done, I would like to go into the chat wall, and I would like to ask you all, how do you feel about the Muppets Haunted Mansion trailer? What do you think about it? Did you guys enjoy it? Are you guys a little bit iffy about it? Let me know what you guys think on that. Okay, let's see, what do we got here? All right, here we are. Muppets Most Wanted, more like Muppets Most Haunted, am I right? In all seriousness, though, I think this looks like a lot of fun. The jokes are funny, and the guest stars seem like they're having a lot of fun, and I do like Miss Piggy as Madame Leota. My only question is if they actually filmed it on the ride itself, or if this was filmed on set. But other than that, I'm very excited to see, to watch this on October 8th. I think most likely on a set. It's not like there's a lot of major differences. I mean, like there's a lot of aspects that you got to keep in mind. This isn't the actual ride itself. Like they got to really change things up to go and include like Muppetized versions. Like even the Master Gracie portrait is now the Muppet News guy, or even, or I don't know if you have noticed, but even when you look at, or here's another great example, like the head bus, like you got Dr. Bunsen, Honeydew, and Beaker, but where would be another example, like, or it would be more closer to the end, like the wallpaper. You probably know the famous wallpaper with the monsters that is kind of like an icon of the mansion. But in here, that has, like, if you look closer in that detail, that has also been completely Muppetified. So I don't think they actually went into the attraction, and I think they just went on set and, like, fully recreated the ride. At least that is my guess. I could be wrong, but I feel like it's too elaborate and too Muppetized to be actually filmed in the ride itself. Let's see what else we got here. I always say that I always say to the bros that the Muppets don't get enough good spooker wookers. So this is a good breath of fresh air. I love the return of so many of these old Muppets. The comedy is on point. Fozzie with teeth is my new sleep paralysis demon, and it looks pretty faithful to both franchises. So once it drops, I'm gonna be checking this out once I'm done with No Time to Die. Of course, also, how the hell did they get Danny Trejo to get out of the gulag? No, that is honestly one celebrity casting choice that I feel like is just absolutely hilarious. Where is he? Yeah, they got freaking Danny. I love it how Danny Trejo, he's still in the Muppets, but he's still in jail. He's still in prison again. It's like, how did he get out of the gulag? Well, he's a ghost. He's dead. So now he has to come back. So now he's in the mansion, but locked up again. So that, I think, honestly, that's actually a pretty funny detail that they do add in right over here. But also, I will say, it's kind of funny that you are going to see No Time to Die, and yet you're going to go see, like, yeah, you're going to see James Bond, and it's No Time to Die. But then when you're going to go to the Muppets, well, it's going to be time to die. There you go. Again, I know I got to keep working on that timing, but then again, with this Stream Deck, it's a little bit unpredictable, so I'm still learning with the soundboard. All right, anyways, let's see what else we got here. I'll admit that even if I don't have Disney Plus, I'll be glad to see this frenzy horror comedy if it's supposed to come out in European theaters. I honestly don't think so, but anyways. And yet, the only media that didn't feature the Muppets are video games. We only have one NES game in the early 90s and a PC game based on the Treasure Island movie in 1995, and that's pretty much it. Even if it's for one instance only, which type of game would you like to see the Muppets in, and on which platform? Okay, I will have to say that you are like, well, I don't want to flat out say you're wrong, but that is a little bit inaccurate. There have been plenty of other Muppet games that did come out, like none recently, but a whole lot more than just that, more than just the NES and the Treasure Island one. I remember there was a Muppet CD-ROM game that I grew up playing. I remember another one I grew up was with Muppet Race Mania, which is actually a pretty solid game, honestly. Like, it's actually worth playing and not a bad kart racer. And then I remember there was also like a cruise one, like this Muppet Cruise game that was like either on the PlayStation or GameCube or something like that, or maybe both. But yeah, there have been more Muppet games than you may think, so I just want to clarify on that. What else we got here? What other any other comments here? Fozzie with human-like teeth. That is creepy. That's one reason why Barney the dinosaur was hated, and people are often freaked out with photoshops of shark with human teeth. Well, to be fair, I will say in Barney's defense, he actually has like cartoonish teeth. It's like less detailed, and it's like a row of white underneath his mouth. Fozzie, however, like, look at this one. Like, this picture, like, normally I would love to see Fozzie next to Bobo, but this one here, it's like, something is horribly wrong with, like, Fozzie with these detailed teeth. This is not okay. Like, this right here is not okay. I understand why people will say, like, yeah, this is a sleep paralysis demon, and it absolutely is. But anyways, what else do we have here? Ironic that sharp-toothed creatures like the Skeksis are a lot less scary than the characters with human teeth, but in this occasion, it fits very well because this is a creepy and haunting theme, and I do believe making Fozzie quite unsettling was intentional. Anyways, I can't wait for the film to scare the living poop out of me. Well, yeah, I mean, it is the Haunted Mansion, and as much as, like, friendly and playful as people make it out to be, there is still that element where it has to be creepy. It has to be scary. I mean, like, there has to be at least that one element that makes you uncomfortable or it freaks you out. Rather it be Fozzie with teeth or a maniac bride with a hatchet or anything like that. I mean, there still needs to be that creepiness, and yeah, even with the Muppets, they still need something creepy with this. Here, I'm just gonna go back to just like me on the bigger screen, just so you don't have to stare at that. I'll read one more comment before we go into the next one. Let's see. Okay. This looks like a lot of fun. While I'm not a huge fan of the Muppets, I really love how they combine elements of both the Muppets and the Mansion, and the humor is top-notch, and it could definitely be one of the best Muppet projects in recent years. Also, can we expect you to do a Muppet vlog talking about this special? I never really thought about it. I mean, it depends. If you guys really want to, if you guys really want me to actually go and do a Muppet vlog and talk about Muppets Haunted Mansion, then I'll definitely consider it. It would make an interesting Halloween video. If you guys want, that is. Like, if you guys don't really care much about it, then honestly, I could consider skipping it, but we'll see. It depends if you guys want to. I already see. Oh, wow. Okay, so already never mind. It looks like I already see in the chat wall people are already asking yes. Okay, and actually one more comment before I move on to the next. Someone actually pointed out that it is true. We have yet to see Uncle Deadly. And yeah, out of all the freaking Muppet characters, you'd think Uncle Deadly would actually be a perfect fit for this. Like, you would expect Uncle Deadly would appear somewhere in here. I mean, like, even at D23, he was the guy that actually portrayed that actually read the dialogue or the monologue of the ghost host during the Mansion panel at D23. You'd think Uncle Deadly would make an appearance, but where the fridge is he? That is a good story. That is a good question right over there. Alright, so now with that said, it is now time that we shall move on to our next story, but we are going to stay within the realm of Disney Plus, because not only is there going to be some little spooks that are going to be coming out on Disney Plus, but also after all the happy haunts that they will go and provide us, there is actually going to be something special that Disney Plus is going to do. So, hold on, let me just get out of Fozzie with teeth, and let's go and talk about Disney Plus Day. Yes, Disney has officially announced that on November 12th, there is going to be something that is called Disney Plus Day, which is going to honor the release and the anniversary of Disney Plus. Well, more specifically, honoring the second anniversary of the streaming service. And to commemorate this special occasion, what Disney is going to do is release a whole bunch of brand new exclusive content and a lot of major content for the streaming service. And I actually got a little list here from my source on Animation Magazine, and some of the things that they will be offering include, and well, considering this is from Animation Magazine, we might as well go and start things off with the animated content. They include hold on a sec, there we go. They include an all-new original series of shorts from Walt Disney Animation Studios called Olaf Presents, which sees Frozen's beloved snowman retelling several classic Disney tales as only he can. Next up, they also revealed the domestic Disney Plus streaming debut of fan-favorite shorts from Walt Disney Animation Studios, including Frozen Fever, Oscar-winning shorts like Feast and Paperman, Oscar-nominated Mickey Mouse short, the Oscar-nominated Mickey Mouse short Get a Horse, and more. Then afterwards, they also revealed a brand new animated short, which is going to be called Ciao Alberto from Pixar, featuring characters from this summer's animated hit breakout film, Luca. And finally, they also revealed a brand new short from The Simpsons that pays tribute to Disney Plus's marquee brands. At the same time, they've also revealed a whole bunch of live action content that's going to be coming soon. And I'm just gonna go and read this passage here from Animation Magazine, as it states. Live action highlights include the streaming premiere of Marvel Studios' Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Disney family-friendly adventure film Jungle Cruise available to all subscribers, new Disney Plus original movie Home Sweet Home Alone, a reimagining of the popular holiday franchise, the first 5 episodes from Season 2 of The World According to Jeff Goldblum, a special celebrating the origins and legacy of Star Wars legendary bounty hunter Boba Fett, a special celebrating the Marvel Cinematic Universe on Disney Plus with an exciting look towards the future, and Dope Stick, an original series starring Michael Keaton, which will be released in international markets as part of the Star General Entertainment content offering. So that's pretty much the big thing that I want to highlight here. There have been other announcements that they have made at the same time, including what's going to be coming up on the television channels for Disney, like Disney XD, Disney Channel, and Disney Junior, including The Ghost of Molly McGee. They revealed like some Descendants content, Season 3 of Amphibia, Big City Green, and several others. But really the big thing I want to go and focus is regarding the content that's coming soon on Disney Plus Day. And I will say, honestly, I'm not surprised that Disney would actually go and try to mark a very special occasion and try to make this like a major event for Disney Plus, you know, try to do everything they can in order to encourage more people in order to come to their streaming service. Like, forget all the others, forget HBO Max, forget Netflix, come to Disney Plus because we got a bunch of this stuff. But I will say, there's a lot of these that I could see the anticipation could be very real. Like, one thing that I can imagine could be a major hit already is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I know a lot of you people have already seen it on the big screen and stuff, but I can imagine that it will be gathering a lot of attention once it does come out on Disney Plus, especially for people who didn't really bother to go and see it on the big screen or a little too hesitant to go back to see movies in theaters because of the pandemic and stuff like that. Now that they'll be able to see Shang-Chi on Disney Plus without Premier Access, by the way, things are I could actually see this be very popular and like highly on demand as well. But one thing I will say immediately, and the one thing that I am kind of highly doubtful, one that like, if there's one that like I'm not okay with, well, maybe not okay, but the one that that made me go like, bruh, the most, I would have to say it would have to be Olaf Presents. Like, that is the one really I just went, oh! And my problem with Olaf Presents is that I don't really have anything against the concept, because like from the sound of it, I think I can imagine is that, like, you know, that one gag in Frozen 2 where Olaf makes a quick summary about the first Frozen movie? Like, I think it's really going to be that, but Olaf is going to do so with the other Disney with the other Disney movies. And I mean, I can imagine, like, if it's going to be like that, then honestly, I could see this be fun. I could see this be enjoyable. But then on the other hand, one thing that I am kind of against it is mainly because of the fact that we're getting another Olaf thing. Really? We're getting another piece of content that has to star Olaf? Like, can we just lay low on the Olaf stuff? I mean, I get it. I mean, like, we're talking about one of Disney's biggest animated franchises in recent years. I get it. Frozen is extremely popular. And there are some that, honestly, I can let things slide. Like, you probably know the minute-long animated shorts that Olaf was starring in last year. Like, those ones, I'm perfectly okay with. I can give those a pass, considering that it was for the pandemic and it's to entertain people at home during, like, a really frightening time when the pandemic was just starting. That one was fine. But honestly, like, haven't we got already enough, like, Olaf content? We already had that Christmas special, which is technically a Christmas special with Olaf's Frozen Adventure. We got Once Upon a Snowman. We learned the origins of Olaf. And now we're getting this already? I'm not saying Disney should stop making Frozen content. I'm just saying can you do something else other than Olaf? Can we look at other aspects? Can we have, like, maybe like a short little series of Elsa, like, after Frozen 2 or something like that? Can we, can we explore more of Arendelle and the Enchanted Forest or something like that? Can we do something other than Olaf? That's all I'm asking. I don't know. Like maybe they'll be fun, but I just feel like we're being a little oversaturated with godforsaken Olaf. But then again, I just want to clarify, that's honestly the one thing that I'm a little hesitant in terms of the concept of it. Again, like, this could be a lot of fun and this could actually be very amusing. But just the idea of it that we're getting more Olaf content is just like, okay, it's too much, Disney. We're getting a bit, just cool down with Olaf. Like, can you focus on other characters, please? Oh, seriously, if you want more, like, comedic Frozen stuff, you got Kristoff and Sven. Like, why not make a Kristoff and Sven short? Like, I'm sure that could have a lot of potential to actually be enjoyable. I'm just saying. But anyways, going back into this, now to go into the opposite of this entire case, if there is one that I would say that I am excited the most, I would say it would have to be Ciao Alberto, that we're going to have, like, a new animated short, and we're just going to have, like, kind of like a quick little sequel per se, not an official sequel, but just like a mini follow-up, like, just to have a little bit of an update of what's happening with the characters in Luca. Or maybe this would be like a mid-call of, like, some of the things that we haven't seen in the Luca movie, but, like, we're just gonna get, like, a bit of an expansion on that. But either way, with Ciao Alberto, I'm really excited for this, mainly because of the last animated short Pixar did based on one of their recent films. I forgot what it is. I forgot what it's called, but it's the animated short based on Soul. I think it's like The World According to 22 or something like that. I think the chat wall can go and quickly correct me on this. If you know the name of what that is, then you probably know which one I'm talking about. It's the animated short based on Soul. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Piper 1359. It's 20. Yeah, okay. Now everyone's bringing it up. Yes, it is 22 versus Earth. I love that short. I think honestly it was overshadowed mainly because, well, of it was completely overshadowed due to the fact that it was released at the same time as The Mitchells vs. the Machines. But it was absolutely hilarious. It was honestly a lot of fun, and in that regard, like if Ciao Alberto can be as good as 22 versus Earth, then honestly, I think we're going to be in for a great time. And I did enjoy Luca, actually. Like, I wouldn't say it's the best Pixar film, but it really is a great film. It really is enjoyable and absolutely heartfelt. So that's why I'm honestly very much excited to see what they have in store with Ciao Alberto. So that one I'm definitely looking forward to. And then, well, there is also technically the only other new animated content that is coming up is going to be The Simpsons, where they're going to do like this Disney Plus tribute that's going to be coming up. Honestly, like, I don't know about you, but I gave up on The Simpsons a long time ago. Even if The Simpsons nowadays is completely Disneyfied, it's just, there's a part of me that just doesn't really care, honestly. Like, like that's going to be coming out and I'll just be like, all right, fine, whatever. I'm not going to be I'm not going to go crazy for it. Like, maybe I'll be interested to see what other people might have to say about it. But for me, it's The Simpsons. I gave up on them a long time ago. Like, I know they got a new season coming up, like a new musical season, but I don't care, really. That's all I could really say. But yeah, in terms of the other content, well, like, the only one I would say that would also interest me, like, I am pretty curious to see the Boba Fett special that they would have, apparently, looking into, like, the origins and stuff like that. Like, yeah, Boba Fett had a very, very minor role in the original Star Wars trilogy, but, they're, like, I guess you could say I am one of those Star Wars fans. That does look highly upon Boba Fett, considering that he is one of the most prominent bounty hunters of the entire franchise. Not to mention the prominent role that he played, the great role that he played in The Mandalorian. He was barely there in the original trilogy, but Boba Fett in season 2, like, that is the Boba Fett that people did imagine. That is the Boba Fett that we think of in terms of being a badass. And especially now with Ming-Na Wen as his assistant, it's like, yeah, that is an awesome duo. And yeah, like, honestly, you could say I am pretty anticipated and pretty curious to see the Book of Boba Fett when that's going to be coming out. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for that. And other than that, well, yeah, like some of the other stuff, yeah, it's going to be great to see, like, the animated shorts that are going to be coming in. The already existing animated shorts, like, Paper Man, Get a Horse, Frozen Fever, and stuff like that. Then again, it's like, it's cool, but then again, I already do have the Blu-ray of the Disney animated shorts that do have that collection already. So it's like, okay, it's nice to have that, but I also have it on my disc, so it's not really going to change that much for me. But overall, though, honestly, November 12th is going to be interesting. It's like there's nothing really going to be major that's going to be coming out, but some of the stuff they do have, it's like a bunch of little servings. I think really, let's be honest, the biggest thing that is going to be coming out on November 12th is going to be the Disney Plus premiere of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. So for me, if I would have to go and pick what are some of the most exciting content for me to check out, it would definitely be Ciao Alberto, Shang-Chi, and the Boba Fett special. Maybe Dope Stick, but I can imagine that would be the kind of thing like my parents would go and watch and that they would get into, but who knows? Like, if Dope Stick can be the next Breaking Bad, then I'll consider it, but we'll see. But yeah, basically those are my thoughts on the on what they got for Disney Plus Day, and we'll see how things go when all this is going to be coming out on November 12th. And with that said, I would like to go into the chat wall, and I would like to ask you all, what do you all think about Disney Plus Day? What are some of the content that you are the most excited to go and see? And what are you anticipating for on Disney Plus Day? Let me know what you think. Oh boy, someone did a lightning round. So let me go and prepare myself for that. All right, so let's see. Okay, lightning round. Let's go. Ciao Alberto sounds like it could really be great since Alberto was my favorite character. I am weirdly curious about the Olaf series, and I want to see how. Hold on a sec. I want to see how he recreates Chicken Little. Not sure why we need another Home Alone movie. Same goes to that Simpsons short. Shang-Chi sorry about that, folks. Shang-Chi slapped, and I can't wait to watch it again. And I don't know what the Michael Keaton show is about. I'll just say dope stick, as much as I like to say slappy and stinker. Boom, done. Well, I just want to say dope stick. I think it's like it's a drama about drugs and stuff like that. But if you're in the US, you guys aren't gonna get it because this is gonna be a star thing. So, like a Canadian like me is going to get dope stick, but I don't know if you Americans will. Or if you are gonna get it, you're probably gonna get it on like Hulu or something like that. You're gonna get it on Disney's other streaming service, not Disney Plus. Anyways, Fudge Nabbit. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's see. Honestly, with my actual financial situation, I don't think I can afford even the basic subscription option for Disney Plus, so I'm not sorry for missing all the content. Also, I'm less interested in American movies, not the independent ones, and I'm focused now on Russian cinema, both old and new. And lastly, quick spoof, remember meme oh wow. I just yeeted. Remember meme, Maddie? When I melted your expectations, I just yeeted like this. I just yeeted. Oh my god. I would like what would like considering that Roger Rabbit has now become a hot button topic because of course there's the controversy of Jessica Rabbit being changed up in the Roger Rabbit ride in Cartoon Spin. I just wondered, like, what would happen if, like, the one change that Disney would do to Roger Rabbit is just that line from the end by Judge Doom when he would say, "When I killed your brother, I yeeted just like this." I don't know. It's a really stupid thought, I know, but still, though, like yeah, it's a thought that normally it would be like. But still, though, like, just thought I would quickly mention. All right, anyways, back on to what I was talking about. This is a fantastic idea. I can definitely see why Disney would celebrate the 2-year anniversary of Disney Plus, especially since 2021 was a massive year for Disney Plus, thanks to Marvel. Also, I do think Disney needs to take a break from making Frozen content. Also, I do think Disney is planning some announcements for some upcoming Marvel and Star Wars content. I'm predicting that we could get trailers for the Miss Marvel series and the Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, that is definitely true. I can imagine that it could happen, of course. Let's see. What else do we got here? What else? I'll read 2 more comments, actually, before we jump on to the next one. It seems that Disney Plus Day was going to be a big and interesting one. While I'm not interested with all these things they had, it was awesome to see that Shang-Chi and the Jungle Cruise were coming, and maybe that everyone would go and watch those 2. We'll wait and see how it goes on November 12th. Also, I've watched the G5 MLP movie, and I'm excited for your review to come out. Yep, I already got it set up, and it's going to be coming out on Friday, just to let you know. Let's see, what do we have here? What would be the final one? The only parts I will be excited to see is the Luca short, Shang-Chi, Boba Fett, and the Simpsons short, and that's pretty much it. Other than that, I can't wait to see them come out. All right, so if you are interested in any of these projects that are going to be coming soon on Disney Plus, then remember November 12th will be Disney Plus Day, and that is when we will celebrate by watching all this content. Okay, so now with that one done, it is now time that we are going to jump onto another event that happened this week. And believe it or not, it's not just Disney Plus making a bunch of announcements, and it's not just Nintendo doing a bunch of announcements, but it was also Netflix, where they decided during the weekend to release a whole bunch of different trailers and different sneak peeks of what's going to be coming soon on the streaming service. And you probably have already seen some. Whether it be our first ever look at the highly anticipated Sandman series, or maybe the opening for the Netflix live action adaptation of Cowboy Bebop, or even you have probably heard of the announcement, the nightmare you never knew is going to exist, but now it will, Season 2 of Tiger King. But what I'm going to be focusing, though, and by the way, yes, I am referring to Netflix Tudum event, But what I'm referring to, though, is going to be an animated trailer that they did put out. Now, there have been a few animated content that they did show, but the one that I want to go and present to you is one that I'm sure many animation fans are going to be excited to go and check out, especially the fact that this will be the great comeback of the creator of one of the biggest and most beloved animated series in the last decade, Alex Hirsch. So with that said, let's go ahead and check out the trailer for the upcoming Alex Hirsch series on Netflix, Inside Job.
Have you ever wondered who really runs the world? Everything you know is a lie, and the people who are really in control are...
Jesus, can we turn on the lights for once?
Some of us have hangovers, all right?
Our office manages every conspiracy in the world. Can you manage to show up on time?
Reagan Ridley! You are so smart, but your people skills, woof!
Everyone remember to do time card! Time card!
That's why I brought in someone to co-lead the team.
Brett Hand, thrilled to be serving whoever gives me approval.
You're just some yes man.
Yes, man.
These people are trying to push you out of the company just like he did to me.
Dad, you weren't pushed out. You were fired. You almost exposed to the deep state because you wanted a ride to Wetzel's Pretzels. You're lucky I called the snipers off. Gary, no. No. Ha ha. Save it for stand-up night, Gary. I know that I could make the world a better place if I didn't have to deal with all of this.
The drone bro!
What the hell? Are you all high? Oh, God. Wake up, sheeple!
Welcome to Inhuman Resources. I'm Mr. Mothman. I'm a Mothman.
I'm getting kind of sick of all the feedback on my personality. I've worked my whole life for this job, and I run the shit out of this office. But HR was right about one thing. I am difficult. Reagan! 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 Suck my dick!
You do want to take over the world, right?
Everyone wants that.
Honey, denial isn't just a river I tried to steal with a laser.
I don't think they're being honest with us about who's really in control. I can be your Denzel from Training Day.
And she needs to know she can trust you. Smoke this PCP.
What?
Man the fuck up and finish that shit. I know you like to get wet, dawg.
Reagan, help! Tell this thing I never saw Training Day. I turned it off when I realized it wasn't an exercise video.
Sorry, these things are so literal sometimes.
And yes, that is Inside Job, which is going to be coming soon on Netflix next month on October 22nd. Now, one thing that I would like to state, and this is honestly something that I find very interesting. I remember when some people were talking about this on social media, and it was actually one tweet coming from Nick Tendo. You're probably familiar with the YouTuber Nick Tendo. When mentioning about Inside Job, that he was like, honestly, he felt like he was kind of fed up. And it's not really fed up with like anything from the series itself. It has nothing to do with Alex Hirsch. It has nothing to do with Inside Job. But he was pretty much fed up with Netflix oversaturating adult animated shows. And honestly, I kind of do see where he is coming from a bit. And I will say, like, one thing that, you know, is a little bit of a turnoff, and like one thing like I do feel that's a little bit iffy is just a lot of Inside Job. It feels like there's a lot of it where it feels like it wants to be Rick and Morty, and like when you do see it, there's a lot of elements that, yeah, even though it's noticeably different than Rick and Morty, it's just like, you know, you look at some of the concepts and what they want to introduce and all that kind of stuff. The problem here is that, like, yeah, all the different like sci-fi like creatures that they would present, the crazy idea, you know, the crazy type of world building that they do have, and showing us that there is much more than it meets the eye. And especially when it comes to some of these character designs, I will say that there's a lot of it that does feel a bit Rick and Morty-esque. So from there, I would say like the worst case scenario with this series is that this is just going to be that some people will just label this as Netflix's ripoff of Rick and Morty. But then again, I do understand that technically this is coming from Alex Hirsch. And with Alex Hirsch, of course, there are elements that, like, he would bring his own stuff to the table, and even some elements that, in a way, is kind of like a throwback to Gravity Falls, where especially you do have this this whole theme of more than meets the eye and slowly uncovering these dark secrets that are within this this realm of reality, which is exactly what they're doing with this, essentially, that, you know, they're trying to cover up like all the mythos or the urban legends and the conspiracy theories, that it's all handled by this one major corporation, which is Cognito Inc. And I will admit, and to its credit, there have been a few instances where I did laugh at a few jokes. Not all of them, but there are some instances in this trailer that I do find funny. Like, probably the funniest thing for me is actually the sheeple, that they literally have a joke where it's like actual sheeple that they have bred in this. So that I do find to be funny. But then, like, of course, you do have like other characters, like weird, wacky ones, like the jellyfish guy, like this like this dolphin general, and then of course, like, you got like this smooth talking Mothman here. Like, you got all these different characters, but overall, one thing I will say, however, that, like, it is a massive shock for me is honestly regarding the animation, because in here, the animation is actually surprisingly solid. It's actually very, very good, especially like when you see a lot of the action-packed moments. Like, you'd think, considering that this does this does have some very strong similarities to stuff such as Rick and Morty and other like sci-fi themed adult animated series. You'd think it would have that same type of animation, but I will give it credit that what they do show in here, the animation is actually very strong, especially like when they go action-packed. There are moments when, like, it's actually pretty smooth, especially like even this little moment where like Reagan would go like, "Suck my dick." Like, even that one has a really smooth flow to it. So like there are some moments where the animation is actually pretty solid. And that's why, honestly, for me, I just feel extremely conflicted over this, because on one hand, yeah, this is just another typical adult animated series that Netflix is trying to push out, just like with plenty other adult animated series that Netflix has pushed out. And this one does have a little bit too many similarities to something like Rick and Morty. So I can understand the elements that might seem a little bit of a turnoff. But then again, there are also elements that I personally feel like actually do work out well in the show's favor. Like, it has some good animation, it has some strong comedy, and honestly, that's why I feel like when it comes to Inside Job, I could see it go both ways. I could actually see it go very well where it's another fan favorite series by Alex Hirsch. But then again, I could also see it fail where this is just going to be labeled as a Rick and Morty ripoff. So it could either come out as one thing or another, but ultimately we will have to wait and see with how this goes. And well, I don't know how many people are going to be really anticipated for this one. I just thought it would be very interesting to highlight this in particular, considering this is an animated series that is going to be coming from Alex Hirsch. But if you guys are anticipated to go and check out Inside Job, then keep in mind that the series will be coming out on October 22nd. And with that said and done, I would like to go into the chat wall, and I would like to ask you all, what do you think of the Inside Job trailer? Are you guys interested in it? Are you guys a little bit more iffy? And especially if you are a fan of Gravity Falls, what do you think about this? What do you think about Alex Hirsch's successor series? Let me know what you all think on that. Okay, so let's see what we got here. I'll be serious for this. With all that misinformation, Miyazuma in real life and where is it, Miyazuma? Anyways, with all the misinformation in real life and online, I fear that the USA won't survive this decade unless they completely rethink themselves from top to bottom and make sure that the working class can at least have a minimum of 2 months of paid leave. Plus the abortion and millionaire statues and fiscal paradise worldwide with a 30-digit fee for all those that benefit from it. What? Wait a minute. Like, you know, it's nice that you do have your stance on that, but it's like, wait, I thought we're talking about the Alex Hirsch series. Where are we going with this? Anyways, sorry for the little confusion. Like, I was just not prepared for that type of comment to suddenly come out, but I do agree with what you say on that. That, yeah, like, especially the USA really needs to rehabilitate themselves and actually, like, update a few policies to be more beneficial for the working class. Anyways, but going back to this, all I could say is meh. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm getting a lot of Rick and Morty vibes from this, and the animation isn't all that impressive either, since it's just the same thing we've seen a million times before with other shows like this, especially Gravity Falls, and it's not really that funny, although I did think that the sniper joke was funny, but that's about it. So this is a hard pass for me. Yeah, I will admit, like, the sniper joke was also another good moment as well. Not all the jokes are funny, but hey, at least, like, some of them are good. All right, let's see. Okay, knowing this is by Alex Hirsch makes me interested in this. I only looked at the poster and the character designs, not the people behind it. I like the idea and the commentary about how men seem to talk about how female bosses or higher ups are unfriendly or difficult, because heaven forbid a woman isn't all smiles and politeness. Yeah, case in point, look at how people are reacting to Kathleen Kennedy. Anyways, obviously you shouldn't be a crappy boss or Harvey Weinstein, but you have to get your crap together and get people to get it together. I like this character. She rocks. Okay. You know, if they are going in that direction, that would actually be pretty interesting to see, you know? You do bring up a pretty good point, especially when there is still a lot of misogyny going on towards people of power. Case in point, look at how people would treat Kathleen Kennedy. And you tell me that the reason is not because she is a woman. I mean, seriously, man. You can't say that you're against feminism, but the reason why you hate Kathleen Kennedy is not because she's a woman. I mean, seriously, bro. You gotta pick one or the other. Anyways, let's see. I love the works of Alex Hirsch, especially with me being a die-hard Gravity Falls fan, so I'm pretty intrigued with what I'm seeing here. It feels a little too similar to Rick and Morty, but I like the animation, and I'm surprised how much I chuckled at this. Mostly because we finally have a Netflix adult animated series that's not BoJack, where the joke isn't, they said the F word! So I'll probably check it out. I need Gravity Falls reference to close in on. Gremoblin. Nah. Dude, that's a fail, man. No, wait, I count this as a fail. I mean, dude, you missed your opportunity to end it off with Schmebulok. I mean, worst case scenario, if you want to end things off with a Gravity Falls reference, say Schmebulok. I'm just saying. Okay, anyways, let's see what we got here. Inside Job was an okay show when I saw this. The animation was pretty solid, the joke was hilarious, and it was thanks to the fact that it was made by Alex Hirsch. I love the joke, suck my dick! It's true that Netflix is oversaturating with adult animation with Q-Force and Chicago Party Aunt. We'll have to wait and see if the show is worth it, and maybe fans of Gravity Falls will enjoy it too. Alright. Hold on, an adult animated comedy series that doesn't rely on gore, lowbrow humor, swearing, and sex, and it actually has good animation? Am I in a dream? Okay, despite all the other adult animated stuff Netflix has done, I am actually pretty hyped for this. I might just check this out. Let's see, I think I'll read one more comment before we get into the grand finale of all this. Who did I have not read? Hold on a sec, did I read you? Oh, okay, yeah, okay. This trailer looks meh. Even though I am a huge fan of Gravity Falls, I definitely agree that I am getting serious Rick and Morty vibes, especially with the animation. While I do think Alex Hirsch is a talented creative, this doesn't really get my interest, so I don't think I'll watch this. Okay, then, so it's pretty interesting to see that you guys have a lot of different mixed reactions. Some are pretty hyped up, some are a little meh. But if you guys are intrigued to check this out, then keep in mind that the show is going to be coming out on October 22nd. And with that said, it is now time that we shall go on to the grand finale. And considering that we started this off with Nintendo Direct news, we might as well go and end things off with Nintendo Direct news. And even though I've already covered a whole lot about the whole thing regarding the Super Mario movie and Chris Pratt as Mario and all that kind of stuff, why don't we actually go and look at all the other announcements that happened at this month's Nintendo Direct. So I have my source here on IGN that does cover all the different news and all the different announcements that have been revealed on Nintendo Direct. So I'm going to go through them quickly, one by one, and I'm going to do so in reverse, like going from the least anticipated to like probably the biggest thing that has been revealed there. Okay, so with that said, let's go ahead and start this off, starting with Pac-Man and Xevious, the classic arcade games, are going to be coming to the Switch, or are already on the Switch right now. Rune Factory 5 has been revealed that it's going to be coming to the Switch on March 22nd, 2022. Next up, we got the Shadowrun trilogy that's going to be coming to the Switch next year. And the games that are going to be included are Shadowrun Returns, Shadowrun Dragonfall Director's Cut, and Shadowrun Hong Kong Extended Edition. Next up, they've revealed that a remake is going to be coming to the Switch. This time around is going to be Disney Magical World Tour Enchanted Edition, taking the 3DS game and all of its DLCs and put it onto the Nintendo Switch, which that is going to be coming out at the end of the year in 2021. So that way you can go and interact with many Disney characters as you like on your Nintendo Switch, whether it be Winnie the Pooh, Mickey Mouse, the Disney princesses, whatever. You'll be able to do so in Disney Magical World Tour. Disney Magical World 2. I almost said Disney Magical World Tour. Anyways, going back into this, the next major update we got is the second wave of the expansion pass of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, in which they even state that this new content includes a new duo character in Pura and Robbie, new stages like Colosseum and Kakariko Village, and new story sequences. And the second wave, this of the expansion pass, is going to be coming out on October 29th. Then next up, they have revealed the highly acclaimed Disco Asylum, the final cut, is going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch on October 12th. Then after that, they revealed something that is honestly unusual, and to this day, it still feels very weird to say, but they have revealed a Final Fantasy kart racer in the style of Mario Kart, like cartoony and all, and it's going to be called Chocobo GP, in which that one is going to be coming out in 2022. And yes, some of the abilities and some of the items that you'll pick up while racing, they are based on Final Fantasy elements, and they actually do evolve in time. So like you can build up your fire or build up your thunder and stuff like that. And you can even play as characters such as Chocobo and Gilgamesh. Anyways, next up we got, we got Deltarune Chapter 2, which on the day of the Nintendo Switch, they have revealed that considering last week, Chapter 2 came out on PC and Mac, now Deltarune Chapter 2 is officially out on the Switch. Then after that, we got some new characters and courses that did come out on Mario Golf Super Rush, in which now you can even play as Koopa Troopa and Ninja. Then after that, they have revealed Dying Light 2 Stay Human Cloud version, which is going to be, of course, a cloud version of Dying Light 2. And that is actually going to be coming out on the Switch on February 4th of next year. However, if you want to go and prepare yourself to play the game in order to be familiar with Dying Light 2, then you can actually go and wait until October 19th when the first Dying Light Platinum Edition, is going to be coming out on the Switch. Then following afterwards, we got a brand new game coming from the Near people, which is called Voice of Cards, The Isle Dragon Roars, which is going to be a card RPG game brought to us by Yoko Taro, as well as other Near veterans such as Yasuke Saito, Kimihiko Fujisaka, and Keiichi Okabe. Then following after that, we got a little bit more info regarding Metroid Dread, which that is going to be coming out at the same time as Muppets Haunted Mansion on October 8th, and the trailer that they did reveal actually does expand onto the story of Metroid Dread, trying to have people be a little more familiar with what the plot line is going to be, and even the lore of, to really expand the lore of the Metroid franchise. That is kind of the big point of what they were doing with this trailer and what they want to reveal with Metroid Dread. Then following afterwards, we got a brand new update regarding Project Triangle Strategy, which they have now revealed is going to be called Triangle Strategy, and that it is going to be released on March 4th, 2022, as well as mentioning that the team has been fine-tuning the game ahead of its launch, and the updates include adjustments to difficulty, improvements to on-screen visuals like the UI, camera controls, the ability to review prior dialogue, and streamlined game flow and loading times. Then following after that, we also got the reveal of another remake that's going to be coming soon for the Switch, this time around being the SNES classic ActRaiser, called ActRaiser Renaissance, in which they even mention that they will also go and expand on the game with a whole bunch of new music, new stages, and even new boss battles. Then after that, we got a whole bunch of Castlevania games that are going to be coming to the Switch. Actually, it's going to be called Castlevania Advanced Collection, in which the collection includes 4 popular games from the Castlevania series. I think the portable ones, but they include Castlevania Circle of the Moon, Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance, Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, and Castlevania Dracula X. They even mentioned that they will include new features, including rewind, quick save, and button mapping, alongside a gallery mode with never-before-seen artwork. At the same time, considering that Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic has already been revealed during the PlayStation presentation, Nintendo Direct also revealed that Knights of the Old Republic is also going to be coming to the Switch on November 11th. Then afterwards, right over here, now we're going to get into some of the bigger announcements. They have revealed that they got some new info regarding Mario Party Superstars, and they even revealed some of the classic maps from the original NES game, not original NES games. Sorry about that, folks. That was a little bit of a derp on my end. What I mean is that there are going to be some classic maps that are going to be coming back from the Nintendo 64 games, from Mario Party 1 through to Mario Party 3, in which they include Woody Woods, Yoshi's Tropical Island, and Horrorland, as well as mentioning a new minigame mode called Mount Minigame, which will include competitive survival course and cooperative multiplayer course called Tag Match, as well as online play, where you can actually play online and have a round of Mario Party against people from all around the world. And that's going to be coming out on October 29th next month. After that, they have revealed, well, not necessarily revealed anything, but made some announcements about upcoming announcements. The first major one is going to be next month, where Nintendo is going to have another Nintendo Direct, but completely dedicated to Animal Crossing, and that's going to be coming soon. But then they revealed something on October 5th, where on my birthday, they are apparently going to go and reveal the final DLC character that will be coming to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So I'm sure that's going to be a major moment that people are going to keep an eye on. Well, excuse me, folks. And then after that, actually, this is something that Nintendo Direct actually started out with, and that's actually going to be an expansion pack to the game Monster Hunter Rise, in which it's called Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak Expansion, or just Monster Hunter Rise Expansion. And they promise that this is going to be a major expansion that's going to be coming soon in the summer of 2022. Then next up, we got Splatoon 3, in which they actually revealed more about the lore and the storyline that's going to be attached to this, in which the story mode of Splatoon 2 is going to be called Return of the Mammalians, which apparently mammals are slowly but surely going to be coming back into the world of Splatoon. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see what they are going to do, as well as featuring new modes and new equipment and new strategies of how you can go and play Splatoon. And then after that, and then suddenly we got the one in which they have ended off the Nintendo Direct and finally revealed that the wait is over and that finally we're gonna get Bayonetta 3, not only showing a little bit of gameplay and even a new sexy look for Bayonetta, in which we see Bayonetta where she can actually control a whole bunch of different demons, but they also revealed that it's going to be coming out in 2022. So already the hype is going to be truly on for that game. And then, this isn't the last one, but we also got another major announcement that a whole bunch of classic games are going to be coming to Nintendo Switch Online. You probably know about the feature that you could play a bunch of NES games, a bunch of SNES games, but now, pretty soon, there will be an expansion pack where not only will you be playing a bunch of Sega Genesis games, such as Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Golden Axe, Echo the Dolphin, Castlevania Bloodlines, and many, many more, but you can also play a bunch of Nintendo 64 games, such as Ocarina of Time, Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, Star Fox 64, and many, many more. And they even announced that coming soon, they will go and add more Nintendo 64 games that you can play on the Switch, such as Majora's Mask, Kirby 64, The Crystal Shards, the original Pokemon Snap, F-Zero X, and one thing that got many people very excited, Banjo-Kazooie. Yes, Banjo-Kazooie is coming back to a Nintendo console, and I don't necessarily mean just with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And finally, the biggest announcement, the one that a lot of people are very much hyped up directly from Nintendo, is a brand new Kirby game. Yes, they have officially revealed a brand new Kirby game called Kirby and the Forgotten Land. And for the first time ever, not only will Kirby find himself in what is possibly the cutest post-apocalyptic dystopia world, but it's going to be a full-on 3D Kirby game. And I don't mean Kirby with 3D graphics, I mean full-on Kirby walking around in 3 dimensions, roaming around in 3D, just like Mario did in Mario Odyssey and what Link has done with Breath of the Wild. Yes, that kind of Kirby game. And apparently mentioned that the game will actually be coming out in the spring of 2022. And one thing that I do have to say is that I know so many people have been fixated and so focused on what happened with the big announcement that was revealed with, the big announcement with, with the Super Mario movie and Chris Pratt playing as Mario and stuff like that. But I feel like if you look past that announcement, I feel like this is actually a great Nintendo Direct. I feel like this was a very solid one with a lot of great announcements and a lot of great reveals that a lot of people have been very anticipated on, especially in terms of like future announcements to be excited for in the future, like with the Smash Bros announcement and even the Animal Crossing Direct that they have. And not only do we learn a little bit more about what's going to be coming up with Splatoon 3 and with Metroid Dread, but I think really some of the biggest highlights would have to be with the upcoming Kirby game, with Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and with as well as Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta 3, I will say, like, we've heard about Bayonetta 3 for like years at this point. Like, for a while, I was kind of convinced that it was just a rumor at some point, but now we actually do have confirmation that not only is it still a thing and not only is it happening, but it's actually going to be coming soon, and we got some new clips about it, so that part is really exciting. But for me, I feel like this whole Nintendo Direct was so worth it because of Kirby. Kirby is one of my favorite gaming franchises, and I feel like it has been quite a while since we legitimately had a full-on Kirby game. I know there has been like a few like smaller ones that have been released, but we haven't had like a full-on like cartridge-filled video game since Kirby Star Allies back in like what, 2018 or something like that. So seeing a new Kirby game is actually very exciting, and not only that, but like a full-on new Kirby game that is far beyond the typical Kirby games that we got, like the 2D platformers that they would usually do. So that I feel like is very exciting to see, and definitely one that I'm immediately going to get my hands on when that game is going to be coming out. In terms of other announcements, I would say another one that I'm very hyped up for is actually the expansion pack for Nintendo Switch Online. Now, I do have one question, however, and I don't think they really did clarify about any more info about it. Maybe they'll reveal more in the future. Apparently it's actually going to be coming soon, which apparently this expansion pack is going to be coming out next month. But one thing I do want to know is, is it going to cost us extra? In order to have this expansion pack, will we have to pay additional to what we are already paying with Nintendo Switch Online? Or is it going to come with the package with Nintendo Online? That's the one thing I do want to know. And if so, is it going to be that expensive? And not to mention, like, I do know they also revealed that there's also some controllers that you can buy. Like, you can buy either a Sega Genesis controller or a Nintendo 64 controller separately. Oh, excuse me. But then again, considering they have like a $50 price tag, I don't know if it really is that worth it. But as cool as it sounds, and it sounds really awesome to go and play those games again on the Switch, that's my biggest concern. How much is it going to cost me if I want to play those games on my Switch? So that's the one thing I'm a little hesitant. Any of the other announcements, some of them do, for me, some of them do sound really cool. Like the new info we learned about Splatoon 3, as well as what we learned about Metroid Dread, as well as Mario Party Superstars. That honestly, I feel like I'm very anticipated for, especially with especially when Mario Party is something that to this day me and my friends would always go and play. It's always a lot of fun. Like, yeah, chaos ensues, of course, but still, I mean, it's always a blast to play with Mario Party. And by the way, I actually do play the classic ones, like the ones on the Nintendo 64, especially Mario Party 3. So yeah, definitely I'm anticipating for Mario Party Superstars. Other than that, though, there have been other interesting announcements, but I think those are my major highlights. It's really the expansion pack for Nintendo Online, Bayonetta 3, and the new Kirby game, especially. So overall, yeah, like, as much as we are talking about the announcement for the Mario movie, I think this is still a very solid Nintendo Switch that they have presented to us. So hopefully they will keep up the good work. Nintendo will keep up the good work, and I wish all the games the best for the future, and we'll see how things go with it. So anyways, with that said, I'd like to go into the chat wall, and I want to ask you all, how do you feel about this Nintendo Direct? What do you think about the entire performance of it? Are you guys happy with some of the announcements that they got? What were some of your favorite announcements? What were some of your favorite reveals? And what are you hoping to see more in the future? Let me know what you think. Okay, let's see. When it comes to this Nintendo Direct minus the Mario movie announcement, I definitely thought this was a solid Nintendo Direct. For me, some of my most anticipated games are Splatoon 3, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and Mario Party Superstar. Although in terms of announcements, I do kind of wish they had new announcements for Breath of the Wild 2 and Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Although I really like your reaction to the Direct, you should do it more often. Yeah, and just to give you context, people, I actually live streamed my reactions to it. And I mean, yeah, it definitely was a lot of fun when things were working. It's just right in the middle of it. It sucks though, but I actually had a power surge that happened right in the middle. It was pretty frustrating to deal with, but thankfully I did manage to pick myself back up on my feet, and luckily I didn't miss any of the big ones. I probably missed a few, like the Project Triangle announcement and the Knights of the Republic one, but I did actually see like the important ones, like the Kirby announcement, the Mario announcement, as well as the Bayonetta 3 announcement. So yeah, I'll definitely go and do more of these. I would love to do more of these like Nintendo Direct live streams and other major announcements and stuff like that. I would definitely be down to go and do so. Anyways, what else we got here? Personal highlight lightning round, go! Kirby, it's about time that we get another game, and it will be in 3D. Hyrule Warriors, it will be cool to see all these new stories and scenarios and characters. Chocobo GP, Chocobo GP, I'm actually quite interested in this. Mario Party, time to end even more friendships. Final Smash character, Crash for Smash. I am hoping for that as well. I mean, this is the last one, and I mean, like, the hype is going to be real, especially the fact that it's going to be on my birthday, so I'm gonna have some, like, personal anticipation for this. So yeah, for me, I'm definitely hoping for Smash, but I will say right now, I would not be surprised if they end up revealing a Pokemon character. Like, if they end up revealing, like, some kind of Pokemon, like either Blaziken or Cinderace or something like that, that would actually not surprise me. And honestly, I would not be upset if they would go and do so, because those would actually be pretty interesting additions. Anyways, what else do we have here? New expansion pack for Nintendo Switch Online made me excited to play these Genesis and Nintendo 64 games again. Would love to see Nintendo add Sega CD, 32X in Genesis library, TurboGrafx 16, PC Engine, and even Sega Saturn and Dreamcast games in the future. Basically, you're pretty much asking for Nintendo to bring back Virtual Console. That's what you're asking. You just want Nintendo to bring back Virtual Console. And I'm going to be honest with you, I completely agree with that. I loved Virtual Console when it was on the Wii. I bought so many classic games in there. Like, I would love to see them bring that back onto the Nintendo Switch. But anyways, what else we have here? Overall, in my opinion, the Direct was mediocre. A lot of the announcements I honestly don't care about. A lot of them are RPG related, which I have no interest in. Even Smash Ultimate, I don't care anymore because the DLC ruined my taste of the game, especially after Steve was revealed. And also the fan game Super Smash Bros. Crusade was superior and phenomenal game in my opinion. But not all the Direct was that bad. Like the new Kirby game looks pretty cool. And the Nintendo 64 and NSO is also a nice addition to the roster. Okay, well, fair enough. I mean, like, that is your opinion, and I mean, it's more based on, like, your personal taste, so I guess I can't really change that. What do you think? Let's see. What else do we have here? What do you think about, Nintendo Switch Online's Nintendo 64 game might be 50 Hz in Europe, and Japan getting the 6-button Sega Genesis controller, and Kirby and the Forgotten Land will have Super Mario 3D World gameplay, not Super Mario Odyssey gameplay. I mean, Super Mario Odyssey is a Super Mario 3D game. I mean, I'm not wrong on that. Let's see now. The things that got me excited the most is in this Nintendo Direct was Mario Party, the already Super Mario movie, the new Kirby game, Splatoon 3, the upcoming Super Smash Bros. Fighter, and Switch Online expansion pack. This is why I love Nintendo with a passion, but seriously, the fact that the Smash Fighter is going to release on your birthday is quite a gift. So happy early birthday, AniMat. Thank you so much, dude. All right, I think I'm going to read one more comment before we go here. So, here we go. Oh boy, let me talk about ActRaiser Renaissance as I've tested it. The remake idea is good and all, but the execution is half-baked. 2D rendered graphics that hinder the frame rate, delay controls on the action segments, tower defense difficulty too ramped up on all platforms, but it has an amazing soundtrack, including some never-heard SNES tunes, a fully reworked God Simulator segment, and much more lore added to the original SNES game. Well, boy, so you were actually a tester to ActRaiser Renaissance? I don't know if you would even be allowed to do so, but that is some juicy info, I will say. Thank you so much for that. All right, but I think, honestly, with all that said, that should do it for today's episode of AniMat's Crazy Cartoon Cast. And man, what a wild ride this has been. And I'm glad that this episode went so beautifully well. I feel fully pumped. I feel great about it. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this time as well. So with all that said and done, I would like to say thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for watching, and tune in next time for more crazy episodes that will be coming up in this podcast. You never know what massive announcements might come up next. And until next time, see you later, dudes.